The year is 1914. Europe teeters on the brink of an abyss, a catastrophic war that would claim millions of lives and reshape the world forever. But what if I told you that at the heart of this unfolding tragedy were three men, leaders of mighty empires, who shared a secret connection, a bond of blood, thicker than water, yet tragically thin enough to snap under the immense pressure of their times? Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany, King George V of Great Britain, and Tsar Nicholas II of Russia. Three monarchs, ruling vast dominions, all first cousins, all grandsons of one of history's most iconic figures, Queen Victoria. Imagine a family gathering, a royal reunion, the grandchildren of Queen Victoria, affectionately known as Europe's grandmother. You'd expect warmth, camaraderie, perhaps even a touch of playful rivalry. But for Wilhelm, George, and Nicholas, their relationship was a complex tapestry of affection, ambition, and ultimately fatal misunderstanding. Let's start with Wilhelm II, the German Kaiser, grandson of Victoria through her eldest daughter, Vicky. Wilhelm was a man of immense ego, a flamboyant personality with a withered arm, which some historians believe fueled his desire to prove himself. He admired Britain, yet he also envied its naval power and global empire. He often wrote to his dearest Nicky, Tsar Nicholas, and dearest Georgie, King George, signing off with affectionate terms. But beneath the surface, his ambition for Germany to be a dominant world power was a constant driver. There was King George V of Britain. A more reserved character than his German cousin, George was the son of Victoria's son, Edward VII. He bore a striking resemblance to Nicholas, so much so that they were often mistaken for one another. George was deeply committed to his duty and the stability of the British Empire. He often felt a sense of frustration with Wilhelm's erratic behavior and aggressive foreign policy. Yet there was still a familial tie, a shared heritage that couldn't be entirely ignored. And finally, Tsar Nicholas II of Russia, another grandson through Victoria's daughter Alice. Nicholas was a deeply religious man, devoted to his family, but often perceived as weak and indecisive on the political stage. He adored his German cousin, Willie, and his British cousin, Georgie. In the months leading up to the war, these three cousins engaged in a desperate, often contradictory telegraphic correspondence, trying to avert the inevitable. But their personal affections were ultimately no match for the geopolitical forces at play. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo sparked the fuse, but it was a complex web of alliances, imperial ambitions, and a profound lack of trust that ignited the powder keg. Wilhelm's aggressive posturing, Nicholas's commitment to protecting Serbia, and George's inability to mediate effectively between his two warring cousins. The responsibility for the disaster, which is now threatening the whole civilized world, will not be laid at my door. I foresee that very soon I shall be overwhelmed by the pressure forced upon me and be forced to take extreme measures which will lead to war. Despite their shared blood, their personal appeals, and their deep-seated familial connections, the machinery of war, once set in motion, could not be stopped. When Britain declared war on Germany in August 1914, King George and Kaiser Wilhelm were officially enemies. Nicholas, already mobilizing his troops against Germany and Austria-Hungary, was now locked in a deadly conflict with his cousin Willie. The tragedy of the three cousins is a poignant reminder that even the closest of family ties can be severed by the brutal realities of power, politics, and nationalism. They were men born into a system that demanded loyalty to their nations above all else, even above family. World War I would go on to fundamentally alter the course of the 20th century. The German, Russian, and Austro-Hungarian empires would collapse. Tsar Nicholas and his entire family would be brutally executed. Kaiser Wilhelm would be forced to abdicate and live out his days in exile. Only King George V would remain on his throne, his empire forever changed. Their story serves as a powerful historical lesson, that even those bound by blood can find themselves on opposing sides of history, caught in the currents of forces far greater than themselves. The three cousins, united by Queen Victoria, tragically divided by the Great War, stand as a testament to the complex, often heartbreaking interplay of personal relationships and global conflict. Thank you for watching. If you found this historical journey insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that connect the past to our present.